Hey, what's going on? It's Dan Krueger with DK Fitness, and we help people achieve the fitness results that they want without giving up the lifestyle they enjoy, full of restaurants and parties and travel. You can enjoy real food, burgers and pizza, and a fun lifestyle and see results. So reach out to us and we'll get you there. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you about processed foods. Now, you're probably used to hearing that those are the devil, and 9 times out of 10 when you hear me talking about processed foods, it's in a negative way. So you're pretty much right. But there are a few exceptions to that rule that I wanted to hit on today, just for good measure. I want to make sure that you guys are not lumping things into broad categories and missing out on some great resources that are available to you. So the first processed food that I want to talk about today that isn't actually a bad guy is protein powders. Yes, they are processed, but there's plenty of quality protein powders on the market that are not going to have the traditional negative effects of processed foods like inflammation and just overall cheap, sugary, crappy ingredients that come along with most of the stuff that falls into this category. There's high quality protein powders out there, and the key things that you want to look for are if they use cold temperature microfiltration for their product, that's a good sign. Most reputable brands these days are probably going to be a safe bet. Generally speaking, you kind of get what you pay for. But one of the products that I'm a huge fan is Identifies ISO 100. They produce a fantastic quality isolate whey protein. It actually tastes good for an isolate, and it is produced the way we want. So it is a fantastic processed food that is going to be very beneficial if you live a busy lifestyle, you don't have time for breakfast, you're going to be traveling, and you need a quick and convenient protein source to make sure you hit your macro goals for the day. That is a processed food that is not all bad. The next one that I want to hit on is maybe one that you wouldn't naturally lump into the processed food category, but in fact is technically processed, and that is frozen fruits and vegetables. Yes, they're processed technically, but don't shy away from those guys, especially if you live in cold climates and getting that type of food is tough certain times of the year. Those are actually fantastic resources for you. Typically, fruits and vegetables that are frozen are picked and blanched and frozen within hours of being picked. So actually you're getting something that is pretty much right off the vine if it comes out of the freezer. It's kind of frozen in time, so to speak, and then as soon as you thaw it out, it's basically just been picked. So it's actually a fantastic resource for you. So don't shy away from them and think that they're cheaper because they're frozen. They're great, especially if you're living in the Northwest like we are, or especially if you're living in the Midwest like we are in the winters. You know, finding quality fruits and vegetables can be a little tough. Farmers markets are closed, and the frozen guys come in handy. Obviously, if things are in season and you've got your local farmers market out, go for the fresh stuff, but don't forget the frozen ones are actually pretty darn good. Next one is fermented foods. This is like the oldest version of processing foods. It's one of the first things that humans created in the food processing, in the history of food processing. So what you get with fermented foods is you get probiotics. You get something that's actually good for your gut. So we're talking about kefir, we're talking about kombucha, kimchi, and actually coffee is typically fermented too, depending on which one you have. But fermented foods are going to provide a ton of nutritional value for you, mostly in helping you maintain a good, healthy gut flora. It's going to get you the good bacteria that you want to properly digest your food. In general, or I shouldn't say in general, largely processed foods are going to be lumped into the bad category. They're going to cause inflammation. Generally speaking, they're just stuff that you don't need to be putting into your body. So with the exceptions that I brought here today, we always want to try to kind of stick around that perimeter of the grocery store. The fruits, the vegetables, the meat, the dairy, the stuff on the outside of the store is typically where you want to go. The stuff in the aisles in the store, that's the processed stuff. The stuff in the boxes, that's the stuff that we generally want to avoid. There's not a whole lot of value there. If it can sit on the shelf for a very long time, that's probably a good sign that it's not something that you need to put into your body. But there are exceptions to every rule. So hopefully this helped you today. You learned something. If you've got any other questions about nutrition or weight loss or just improving your life overall, shoot a message to dkrueger at dkruegerfit.com. We're taking on new clients now, so if you want one-on-one coaching, if you want to tackle this once and for all and get the results that you want in record time, reach out to us, dkrueger at dkruegerfit.com. I'll see you in the next video.